Hi friends, Ari here with Authentically Ari. I'm gonna get straight to the point today and give you my life hacks that I think are so valuable, and these relate to blood sugar balance, your gut microbiome, your mindset, your mood, everything. And this applies to everyone, parents, not parents, grandparents, children, you name it. I have 2 kids under 4.5, and I am here on a mission to help you feel your best. Let's get into it right now. Number 1, have vinegar before your meals. And this is any kind of vinegar aside from balsamic vinegar, which has sugar in it. Vinegar has something called acetic acid in it, and this helps lower the glucose spikes. And it also helps with digestive enzymes. It has a bunch of other amazing properties. Number 2, I did a whole video on this, but eat your foods in the right order. And this refers back to Glucose Goddess, who recommends eating your veggies first, and then your protein and fat, and then following those things, you can have your carbohydrates and your sugar. So ideally, that's having a big veggie starter, a salad. Maybe you get the benefits of having vinegar in the salad dressing, and then you're having your protein and fat, your chicken, whatever it may be, and then your starchy carbs and your dessert, your fruit, anything like that. That will help immensely with blood sugar. Number 3, do not count calories. Remove calories from your mind altogether. It is not about calories anymore. You could be eating a literal bag of processed Lay's potato chips, which is less calories than a handful of almonds. Think about it. Let's remove the whole calorie counting. Number 4, always start with a savory breakfast. This will help you ride out the rest of your day without those blood sugar spikes and crashes. It has been shown in so many studies that starting your day without fructose, without that sweet component, is what helps you throughout your day. So instead of having that oatmeal, you can switch it up and have an omelet. You can have an avocado toast. Next thing, 10-minute movement after eating. You don't have to go on a walk, but walks do help immensely. If you're stuck at a desk or you're stuck in a car, you can do some simple exercises like doing calf raises. This has been shown to help with glucose disposal immensely. If you're at a restaurant and you just ate a heavy meal, you can go to the bathroom and do some air squats. If you're in a computer chair at work, I'm gonna scoot back here, but you can lift one knee and then another and then another. This helps. Anything like that. You can dance in your living room, you can put the dishes away, any sort of movement helps after a meal. Next thing, nuts. Having nuts in your house, in your purse, in your backpacks will help immensely also. My favorite nuts are walnuts, pistachios, macadamia nuts. You can have almonds. Having mixed nuts will help with your satiety, so you are not craving things. Remember, with anything, you want to make sure that you're having a savory snack over a sweet snack. That will help a lot. Next thing, so these are things I do on a regular basis when I'm out and about, or if I'm at home making coffee, if I'm feeding my kids. So starting with coffee, I like to start my morning with coffee with MCT oil. To help with satiety. For sweeteners, please, 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 I know honey has antioxidants, but it's been proven that one blueberry has way more antioxidants than honey would. For sweetening your coffee, make sure to replace that with sweeteners such as stevia, monk fruit, allulose. Those will help immensely with cravings. You do not want to have a teaspoon of sugar first thing in the morning. That will get you going on a glucose roller coaster that you didn't sign up for. That will affect your mood. Swap number 2 is avoiding those refined carbohydrates and processed things in general. So a lot of swaps that I like to do are if there's a bun, I will do lettuce wrapped instead. If there is a side of rice, I will always ask for maybe half the portion of rice and add veggies. If I'm making rice at home, you can do half rice, half cauliflower rice, and your kids will never know. One thing I love to do is in relation to adding nutritional value to food is adding nutritional yeast. One big item to remember with nutritional yeast, if you've seen my other video, is that if you have this MTHFR gene mutation, you want to make sure you avoid fortified nutritional yeast. So the nutritional yeast I buy and recommend is Dr. Berg's non-fortified nutritional yeast. And you can see here how much vitamins are in there. There's 8 grams of protein for 2 tablespoons, and you can add this to soup, you can add it to salad, hide it in your kids' food. It is so good for them, and it's just an easy thing to do to enrich what you're currently eating. For desserts at home, I love to have whole fruit. I did an entire video on fruit. I'll link it below, but we want to make sure that we are having fruit in its entirety. We are not juicing fruit. And if we are putting fruit in smoothies, the fruit is limited. I said in the other video to make it 1/3 a cup or less. Having fruit after a meal is a great dessert, maybe some dark chocolate. And then second to last thing is feeding your microbiome. So this is a huge one in regards to blood sugar regulation and your mood. Your microbiome affects everything. And I'll do a separate video on this, but if you have any autoimmune conditions, you might be dealing with some sort of leaky gut. And I'll quickly explain what that is. So your microbiome is what lines your stomach. You have this mucosal layer, and your microbiome needs to be fed by prebiotics, probiotics, and that is found in the fiber of your food. So eating lots of fiber, whether that's chia seeds, cruciferous vegetables, fermented veggies are amazing. Kimchi, I buy fermented sauerkraut, all sorts of things. You want to eat the rainbow and feed that microbiome, because if you do not feed it, it will start eating that mucosal layer. And when that is gone, food particles that you are eating will go into your bloodstream. So it's like little holes in the netting of your gut lining, and particles will go through those holes and into your bloodstream, and your body will see that as a foreign invader and start attacking itself. And we don't want that. So bottom line is feed your microbiome. And there have been many studies on how your microbiome affects your insulin response. So if you have a diverse microbiome, you might have lower glucose spikes. That is huge. There's still a lot of studies ongoing on that subject, but I completely believe it. I actually take a prebiotic, probiotic combination supplement that I can link below just to help myself. You know, I am doing my best in eating that in my own diet, but I think it's always best to also help yourself when you can. And then last thing, this is not food related, but it is critical, is looking at your nervous system. And so we can worry about food all we want, but if you're living in this state of fight or flight, you're not going to be able to digest properly. You're not going to be able to sleep properly. Your blood sugar is going to be going out of whack due to stress, and it's just going to wreak havoc all over. And so we want to make sure that we do things to help our nervous system. I'm going to link a video below, but there is a specific 5-minute exercise that I think is great for resetting your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve is what controls your nervous system and that fight or flight response. And it is a quick exercise that I find to be super helpful, but also just sitting in silence, meditating. It is so important to look at yourself holistically. You know, I focus a lot on blood sugar and all of that, but your nervous system is a huge piece of it. So I'm gonna leave all of that here. Let me know if you have any questions. Comment if you have any other hacks that you use on a day-to-day basis. I would love to hear them. As you know, your genes load the gun, but your lifestyle pulls the trigger. You can take back your control. We got this. I'm here for you.